Hey, Dry Rays Girl. Almost at 100 spiders. And, oh, there's another one here. I didn't actually see this one. So we got we got 4 different thingies to critique. So let's see. Starting with Chuck Chan, More Sexy, Gothfield, and Ludi. Ludi. That's good. Took me a month done in Critter. Critter. I don't think I've ever used Critter before. Oh no, have I? Wait, do I even have? Maybe I don't. Oh, I've got it installed. I've got Critter. Didn't realize. I think I had a quick nosy into it, just to check it out, see what it's like. I get that confused with that Fire Alpaca. I think that's another free drawing program. And Dry Rays Girl, you type it correctly from the phone keyboard? The one time you get the load spider correctly typed out, it's on your phone? Okay, how does this jam thing work? First of all, before I get into the critique. Is it still just playing my... Oh, I see. Next in queue. Oh, I see. Yodo's queued something. I getcha. Okay, cool. So you guys can queue whatever you want. Yoda removed it. But the music is on stream, isn't it? Strike. Oh, no, wait. I don't understand what we are supposed to do in the jam thing. Yeah, you can queue songs, and it'll play on stream. Oh, this is really cutting off a lot of my face. It's too bright. Nah, it still does that thing anyway. Shaves off my cheeks. Oh wow, you guys actually have the power to control the music too. You can actually skip songs and stuff. Oh dear. Oh, let others change what's playing. There's a little thingy here. I can turn that off. Okay, only you can control what's playing now. Guests can still add to the queue. Okay, no, that's okay. That's good. Good. Okay, no, that's a good setting. I turned off that setting, so now you guys can queue, but I still am the one to control. That's what we want. Nice. Yeah, Toast Cooks, we're doing the jam. Feel free to join. It's in the lounge channel, the Discord. Texan, I want to ask you for your critique on something, but I legit can't put it in the channel. It's very suggestive. Do you think I could DM it to you and you could give me some pointers after stream? DM it to me. I'd be curious to see what this suggestive image is. Oops. We shall see. The song is doubled? The song is doubled. What do you mean doubled? It's playing twice? It's playing on your stream and your PC. Oh! I see what you're saying. I guess you'd have to mute your own Spotify. Yeah, mute your own Spotify and then you can only listen through the stream. Pretty easy fix. But then what's the point? Because then you would hear the music on stream, no? And then you would have like... I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, it's not really so much about listening to it. It's more about adding your own songs. Yeah. Yeah, I already hear the music on stream. Yeah, but this is, but it's for about adding your own music. It's like having what we used to do with the playlist. It was public, and you could add your own songs and stuff. It's like that, but it's like simplified, I think. Yeah, yeah. Don't share the suggestions thing on stream just to be safe. Yeah, I am curious to see what it is, but I won't show it on stream. But let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this. So first things first. How should I do this? I might open this in Clip Studio Paint so I can zoom in and out and stuff and draw on top. But I want to still have it be... Okay, I think I know what I can do. Boop. 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 Okay. Sweet. So now I've got like the screenshot, but it's high res. And now I can critique. Let me change the category in the title. Critiquing your art in 2025. Oh no, critiquing art 2025 style. Critiquing. Did I type that correctly? Did I say that? Nice song by Strike. Spice Girls. What's happening? Some music system suggestion? Oh yeah, so Spotify's Jam thing. We're trying out the jamming. Jam? Jam. I had jam for breakfast. It was a sign. The link is in the Discord Lounge channel. I'm not sure. You've got access to the Discord, yes? Okay, let's see. Chuck Chan. More sexy goth feel than Ludi. Let's have a look. See. Let's see what we can critique here. First of all, how dare you? How dare you add this sort of smut to the stream? But it's very good. I really like the whole thing. I like the concept and just the angle. It's very cool. I like the lighting and things. Though I will say the lighting. There's something about these beams. I know it's from like a Venetian blind light spilling through, which I really like the idea. It's great. But I think there's something about the color of this that doesn't look like light. It looks more just like brown. You know what I mean? It looks. I don't know what it is. It's Let me try something here. Let me try something real quick. Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody. Don't look at that. Oh gosh, don't look at that either. Do. No, don't look at that. Don't. No, this looks like way too strong here. Just experimenting here a little bit. I just think it needs some. The whole thing feels very muted right now. So if you turn off the colors, see how like there's no white anywhere. Everything is like the lightest part is this gray, and that's still quite dark. You know what I mean? I feel like it needs some more lighter spots, and not necessarily making it kind of like daytime or anything, but again, don't look at this, but just I'm just trying something out here. Let's see. This I know this is nuts. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Just curious. Just curious. I mean, this is like really bright right now. This looks like a nuclear bomb is going off outside the house. Way too much right now. Hmm. Oops. Eh. Eh. No, 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 no. Nah. Eh. Now what I'm doing is not really that good either. Kind of ignore that, but I guess what I would need to do, I would need to look some more reference up. How 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 light looks like when it's sunset going through a Venetian blind onto darkness. But yeah, like that's way too much. But you can sort of see, I think what I'm kind of going for here a little bit. But this ain't it either. Hold on, let's see. No, no, no. Eh. Eh. Whatever. You could also explain what you're thinking, yeah. So yeah, there's just something. It doesn't feel like light right now. It feels like duct tape has been plastered on top of these. Something about. Gosh, what am I doing giving critique? I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, well, ignoring the light thing for now. What else is there to comment on? I think you did a really good job with the bed. What's it called? The bed wrinkles. I don't even know what it's called. Bed wrinkles? Bed creases? Creases, I think. I really like all the bed creases. You can really feel that kind of silkiness. It's a good job with that. The beams of light needed to follow the folds of the sheets. Folds is another good word. Also, Hatbot can't catch spiders anymore. Can it not? Huh. I haven't changed anything now, so I don't know why I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. I think it needs to be more wavy on the black too to follow the folds. Yeah. So I'm just reading some chat here. Am I trying to create like a bright, vivid, orangey twilight color to sort of glow on the bed sheets? Blue and yellow are opposite colors, so when yellow light shines on a blue object, it looks odd. The light should be diffused, but I couldn't make it work. I think, yes. Definitely the following the fold shape, the folds of the. So as I was commenting on like how the wrinkles of the sheets are really nice, it kind of disappears when you have just a straight line that makes it look flat. Again, that's what kind of makes it feel like duct tape put on top of the picture because it's like a straight line and it's not following the contours. There's another fancy word, contours of the folds in the bed. I think that would make it look a lot more. What's it called? Infused? Hey. What do you think? Oh, 1 second. Boop, 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 boop. Cutie pie. Whoop, 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 whoop. Big belly. Big belly. What do you want? You want a chair? Oh, that's not drool. I spilled some water on me. I didn't drool on me. Cat didn't drool on me either. I spilled some water when I was trying to do a quick drinking here. To keep that hydration looking realistic. Anywho, let's get back to it. Yeah, I think contrast. Is another word I was trying to go for. I think it needs a little more contrast because yeah, it's all very muted. Light color physics is weird. Let's see. And was that copy? That was paste, by the way. That was paste. What did Psychomanity link here? Yellow cube reflected on a white sphere. Yellow cube, white sphere, and a blue light source. Yellow cube, white sphere, and a yellow light source. Oh god. I guess the one that we're looking at here for this image would be probably this one, where it's like a yellow lamp, the sun, and then you have it on blue. Yeah. But you could also argue it depends on the material of these cubes, because these cubes look very matte, whereas this feels like a very silky, shiny, reflective sheet. So that's why I think it would still show off the light quite a lot. But yeah, I think it needs more contrast from the light. Not that much necessarily, and also have them follow the contours a bit more. But I think it looks really good though, either way. And it's a really cool concept as well. Like, I like the angle, the content, and good job. Good job, Jack Chan. I look forward to seeing what you do with it, if you're making any changes. Alright. Continuing my extremely helpful critique, let's move on to Psychomanity's landscape picture. Look at that. Very realistic. I'm sure I'll have a lot of helpful feedback to give on this as well. So strap yourselves in. Okay, here we go. So Psychomanity. A nice realistic landscape here. Okay, I'm seeing this for the first time. I see you've got like a blurry foreground, sharp background, looks like a photo. Some things that are standing out to me immediately are, I feel like this bridge looks like it's floating in midair. Technically, shouldn't it be like darker? Like way darker than that even. Okay, that's way too dark, but like you'd have like, especially where it connects with the water, I think should be its darkest. Whereas here you've got reflection, but it kind of fades away when it gets close to the thing when it's actually at the water. And I think here it's where it should be the darkest. Something like that. Maybe. Also, I feel like the bridge. Props to you for going for a suspension bridge. Because if I were drawing if I had to draw a bridge, the last kind of bridge I would draw is something that has all those cables. Because I'd be like, screw that. I don't want to draw that. So props to you for even going for it. I'd go for just like a bridge without all of that stuff. I would just have like the bottom bits, you know, and just ignore all this because I'm too lazy. But I think what this needs is though, I think there's like this. I mean, I'm not a bridge expert, but here something looks kind of off to me. This part here, it looks a little too like kinky, and not in a sexy kind of way. Like it looks like it's kind of got a bend in here, like where it should be a bit smoother. I think. Would you rather draw a drawbridge? Oh, drawbridge. Nice strike. Yeah, I think something about here looks kind of off to me. And also the perspective looks a little strange here as well, because this looks like you got like I don't know, there's a bit of a strange yeah, like I'm not really sure what's going on here with what shape this should be. I feel like this should be more like flat and not so downwards. I think. I have to say. Yeah, let me see the reference you've been checking out for this. And another thing as well, again, I'm not a city planner or something, but I find this a little distracting where the buildings look like they're right in the water. It almost looks like Venice or something. It doesn't feel like the buildings are far enough away from the coast, so it feels like the city has flooded in a way. Pull up a perspective grid. I don't actually know how to use perspective grids in Clip Studio Paint. I tried, I tried using one for something else before, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure it out. How do you do the grids? How do you do grids? I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm doing with these lines. Oh god. Oh, here's a reference image. Okay. Let's see. This is what Psychomanity. Whoops. This is the reference image. Very, very on point there. Perfectly captured. No, this is it. Okay, this is the actual image. Okay, here we go. I copied the wrong one. Let me paste that in here, just so we can like flick back and forth. Okay, so I see. Okay, so I see what's going on here. It is kind of a strange image, a strange shape, because it does have like a weird angle where it's like this part is like some sort of weird. It's a weird shape. How it kind of goes down this way. That is bizarre. It's kind of hard to see what's going on here. This looks like there's a little pillar here. I can explain perspective grids at another time. It's not that complicated. Sweet. Toads Cokes. And you're right, it's more curved. I thought there was a bend there. I mean, I don't blame you though, because this does look kind of strange. It does look like there's more of a kink here, but I think it's, yeah. If you just smooth it out more, I think it would look more natural. And yeah, here you can see it gets darker. These bits are darker the closer they are to the thing in the water, the reflections. Yeah. That helps ground it into the water some more. And yeah, see these buildings? There's like a lot more land before they start to appear. So they look more like they're on land rather than right on the edge. I think the way you would fix that is just either by adding more in front. Although I'm not really sure how it's going to work with the perspective now. Or, oh, speaking of flooding. Or removing some of the building. Like remove a whole story out of them. And the bridge would have to kind of connect. I don't know. Yeah. One or the other. Removing the bottom floor of the building or adding more below the building. Or just moving the building away from the water would help. And I think there's also some shadow reflections on the water from the buildings too. No? Oh no. Oh yeah, they're so far away you can't even see They're so far away they don't even reflect on the water, which helps make them look like they're further in the distance. Yes. Another thing. What's this? Hold on. These trees here look really cool. I love this part here. I know it looks like I feel like I'm just complimenting the not your painting but just the photo now, but I think this is a cool thing to look at if you're going to be using this as reference. I think this part looks really neat with these like pine trees, and then you have this like radio tower. That looks neat. I see you started to go with the radio tower here, but I think you want that red, or at least whatever this looks like. That really makes it more like a radio tower. This looks more like this building has an erection, like a concrete erection. I think that would make it. I think it would also add a bit more color variation as well, which is nice. Whereas here, all the buildings have the same color, and like buildings usually, unless you're in like, I don't know, some sort of like urban wasteland, usually buildings are kind of different. But if you go to like New Dubai or something, all the buildings are the exact same color. Having slightly different shades of stuff would make it more interesting. And this background of the trees here as well, I think it's hard to say because I see you're trying to go for like that choppy silhouette here with all these tree things. But I think the brush you're using doesn't really do it justice, I think. Because you're kind of losing those little like the more triangular peaks here. But then again, if you zoom out, it looks alright. Hold on, let me put this on. Also, speaking of contrast as well, I think this one could also use could use a bit more contrast too. Let me copy and paste this over here. If you lower the saturation, you don't really get too many dark darks or light lights. Hi?
Did you copy out?
Did I copy out?
Yeah.
No?
Oh, Copy was outside, but she was inside when I was home. I think she jumped out of my tall window.
Really?
Yeah. And then as I came home, like as I was approaching the front door, she came up beside me and
Huh.
like wanted to come in with me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh. Copy is finding out ways of escaping the house. That's nuts, because like the upstairs window, the gap is like this big. Also, I didn't mean for it to be 100% accurate to the picture. Yeah, no, fair enough. I think also, what else? But I think what you've started though with is looking good. Because if I squint my eyes, I can see what you're going for. But yeah, I think the main culprit right now is just the dark bit underneath the water here, where the bridge connects to the water. I think that's like the main issue I have. And another thing I would probably suggest is these flowers look really desaturated. I like how you've added like these, like a nice bit of red flourish at the bottom here, but I think they could pop a bit more. If used sparingly, you know, could look kind of nice. Oh, also, I think the clouds. I think because like a third of this picture is really just the sky. I think it would really benefit the picture to go over the clouds a bit more. Especially with this photo reference, I think these clouds look really interesting. Not that you have to like do the exact same cloud, but it's got a, I don't know, it's like kind of an interesting shape, like a bold shape to it. Whereas you kind of lose it in this one. It gets a bit more kind of hazy and like almost that it's not even there. You could try being like bolder with the clouds, maybe. As maybe that's a suggestion. Again, I'm not really sure. I don't really want to like. I don't really know which way you want to go with it, but those are just my thoughts. My main goal with this was to practice more industrial structures and be able to draw them quicker and looser. Oh, well, in that case, if your main thing with this is to practice industrial structures, then I think. Okay, well, here's another thing I just thought of. You ready for this? You ready for this, Maggie? Congrats on that spider. I think, looking at the buildings, I think the biggest issue here is these big ass windows make the buildings look really small in a way. I mean, I know it doesn't necessarily mean that each one of these is one floor. It could be one of those buildings that have like just a design that looks like this, but that every building has that same design kind of looks odd, especially when this building is so much closer than like this one, and yet the squares almost look like they're the same size. It kind of throws off that scale a little bit. I think it would benefit you to like not have such precise contrasty lines, like a grid of every window being shown. Like I think if you just kind of like have the illusion, oh god, I don't even want to. Do I dare? I'm not good at this stuff at all. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. But if you just had like just like the hints of windows or something. I mean, this doesn't look that great, but you can sort of see what I'm going for. Oh god, it looks terrible. I mean, actually, that one looks alright. You have like smaller, thinner lines to kind of indicate more micro detail a little bit. Okay, that just looks like an air conditioner now, but don't look at that. And then again, they have that red kind of radio tower thing in there. And then again, this building, you'd have, it would be a whole different color first of all, anyway. But especially when the further things are, you want there to be less detail. Like when it comes to buildings and things, you just want to have like just the like suggestion of detail or something. Like already this kind of looks more in the distance, a smidge more than what it was. You know? Because if you look at like concept art and stuff of like a building landscape, a cityscape or something, they really only add like detail to certain parts of the image, and a lot of it's just left to your imagination. Hmm. Oh, wait, do I have any? Can I see reference of this? Let me see if I can think of any. If I can see any examples of what I'm trying to say here. Okay, here's one. Yeah, I'm just gonna use someone else's art because I can't draw. Okay, this is Marcin Rubinkowski's art from ArtStation. I will link it. Oh, this is. I'm just gonna link it in the chat. So in case you want to see it, I just kind of googled imaged like cityscape, ArtStation cityscape, just to show off. Okay, this is not the best example because this almost looks like a filter, but from a distance, this looks like super detailed. But when you look at it, there really isn't like that much detail here. You know, like that's just blank, just like little shapes and stuff. You know. But then from a distance, it's like, whoa, I can't believe that you painted every single building. But then you look closer and it's just a bunch of different shapes. I think that could help a lot. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Fruit platter. Thank you very much to Exocomics. Peaches, apricots, and blueberries. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta move on here. We do have some more to do, critique, before the end of the stream. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. Less detail in the buildings, more shadow and stuff on where the bridge connects to the water, and I think a stronger cloud would help, and maybe some more popping of colors in the foreground. Yeah. But otherwise, I think it's a really good start. So, congrats to you, Psychomanity, and best of luck. And I hope some of that was helpful. All right, next up, we have Call Me M with a webcomic, starting a webcomic. Let's see here. 6 pages. We won't be going through every page. I'll just kind of go through it a little bit. Let me see, how should I do this? Ooh, first I think I'll first open this in Chrome so I can show you guys. All right, so Cole Miam's webcomic. Here it is. Here it is. First of all, congrats on starting your webcomic. 6 pages as well. Here it is. Just gonna show off the oops, pencil's in the way. Just gonna show it off on stream for a quick moment here. I will also link it in the chat in case somebody wants to have a proper look at it. It is in the Loading Critique channel of the Discord. And here it is. Like, I won't be commenting like on the actual content of it, but there are definitely some things I could say about the art of it that might help. So let's begin. Starting with. Oh, I'm gonna skip this song. Starting with. Okay. The first thing that jumps out to me is the dialogue. The text, I think, is something that could be improved, and I'll tell you how. I'll tell you what I mean. Whoa, what just happened? With the... Did somebody delete all the songs from the jam? What happened there? I feel like my Spotify just messed up. I don't know. Spotify freaked out. How do I close a jam? Okay, I'm just gonna end the jam for now. It's too distracting right now. I gotta focus on the critique. So it needs a lot more space around the text because it's not good when it's so close to the edge. It really it bothers me. I hate it. It needs a lot more space just to breathe, you know, and it makes it easier to read. Not what I'm doing right, like definitely not what I'm doing right now. You can actually make the bubble bigger, but not just adding some white like that. But that would definitely help a lot. Just having a bit more room to breathe for the text. And another thing, there's a lot of text here, and it's trying to figure out what it is exactly that makes it hard to read. And I think it's a couple things. I think one, the line spacing is very tight. That could be part of it. Kevtabulous. Tier 3.
Oh noes.
19 months. Kevtabulous. Thank you very much for the fabulous 19 months. Welcome back. Happy New Year, by the way. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of text. What is it? The shape? I think it's the shape. I think it's the shape, something like this. Like for this panel example, I would probably separate the text, even though it's one person speaking, I wouldn't have it in one big bubble like this. I'd probably separate, I separate into at least like 2, maybe 3 bubbles that are connected. Like I'd probably have this bubble. Sorry guys, it's just, and then what's in Fists? Might help if I read more of the text. But then this would be another bubble, maybe? This one? And then this one? Or actually rather, this would be one bubble. And then this is another bubble. And I would probably have it like one bubble here, and then another bubble here, and then they're linked here. And then he's talking like this. You know? then it's like, oh, like sigh, sorry guys, da 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 da, and then da 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 da, and then it continues there. It just like breaks it up a little bit, so it's not just like a big paragraph to try and like digest with your eyes. Yeah, that definitely would help. And it helps kind of like direct the eyes where you should go. You start here, and then you start there. Obviously, this would be text, not just scribbles, but you know. And I think that could apply to a lot of these panels. You have like multiple sentences in one bubble, and I think they could be almost like a sentence per bubble. The squad's been worried about you, Spot. And then the next one, it's the weekend, you're still tolling away at your art. That could be two separate things. Another thing, speaking of the text, I find the text quite hard to read because it's so small. That's another thing. I mean, it is formatted in the page, so it's kind of implied like if this is printed out, it would be easy to read because it'd be like, you know, it'll be like an A4 or something. Although even then, it still seems a bit on the small side. But if you're reading it as a webcomic, because you call it a webcomic even, and people are reading on their phones and stuff, it's going to be really hard to read this. They'd have to like zoom in and like pan across. That's just like a lot to ask of people these days because everyone's lazy, myself included. I think, yeah, the text would have to be a lot bigger. Like, for example, this panel is a good example. This is all wasted space over here. There's no reason for this space to be wasted. I think would be better off if this was moved down, and then all this, you know, you'd have like bubble, bubble, or something, you know? And then you can have the text larger and more spread out, and it's just easier to read. Yeah. And then the text is already quite small, and then you have some panels that are even smaller. Yeah. Definitely, I think the text needs to be bigger. I know it's, so far all the critique I've been giving you has just been not even about the art at all, just the text. But when it comes to comics, the text is like half the battle. Let's see here. This is why planning your text along with the panels is a good idea. Yeah, to give yourself room for all the speech bubbles is very handy to keep in mind as you're making it. Gregor's critique, I hate it. That is out of context. Yeah, I think that's a good example, pretty extreme example of a panel here. From this to this. What else? Let me look at some more stuff. Looking at the page. Yeah, quite small. Also, I'm not really sure. How come? Here's another thing. I'm not really quite sure. So here you got a nice opening panel setting the scene. You know, an environmental shot. Cute cat, by the way. Cute little doodle there. But you have like the blurry background thing here, which seems odd because I feel like the blurry background doesn't really happen ever again, does it? Doesn't seem so. So it feels a little out of the blue. Maybe you worked on the first page first, and then decided you didn't want to do it anymore. Because I feel like it would happen here, at least in this panel, maybe, if you were to keep it up. But personally, I don't really like the blurry background anyway, so I think sharp is best to keep. I'm sure there's comics that are full pages. Yeah. If it is a full page, I think still the text could be a bit bigger. Also, yeah, speaking of which, it's hard to see what he's drawing here. It's a cute little cat doodle thing here. And because it looks like he's struggling to draw it, as a reader, I don't really know what's going on here at the beginning. Because when I first looked at it, I thought he was just writing something, and then he was like failing to write it. Didn't realize he was drawing something. I think what would make this page better is if you had a panel that was like a close-up version of this thing. You know? Like maybe this panel could be the close-up of what he's drawing. Something like that. And it also helps, it makes it a bit more varied in terms of camera layout. So not everything is like the same. I mean, I'm pretty bad at this because a lot of my Loading Rs comics is always just like character on this side of the panel, character. But with your comic, I think you got a lot of like interesting different angles in some of them. So it helps to break it up a bit more. So it's not just like the same sort of visual with a different dialogue thingy. I think that would help. The first panel could be the drawing, then the next panel is zoomed out. Yeah, you could make the first panel the drawing close up, and then you zoom out to see what's happening. That's true. Something like that, maybe. Let's see. Is this something? Oh yeah, and then like this is very, very, very small. Something that's so far away shouldn't have so much detail because it kind of just looks like there's. It just kind of looks a little bit messy when there's something that's ages away that has a lot of detail that you can't read anyway. Kind of like with this grass here. I think, especially when the grass here is as big as the grass on his ass here, it looks kind of strange. You think the grass here would be bigger, and then that would be so small that you can't even see it. It would just be kind of green hill, and then grass in the front. Get that level of detail. Things that are closer have more detail, and the further away, it gets more and more like simplified. Yeah, like this detail and like this, I think, is kind of distracting. I'd probably have this be smooth. And then over here, this grass be more like, probably even bigger, just so you can see more. It's maybe too big, but yeah. Maybe some more. Yeah. And you get small and smaller, like less detailed as it goes on. Okay, that's not good, but the further away it gets, the more simplified. You can still have a poster there, because I think whatever is on it should be a lot more simplified. This tree as well. I mean, the tree now, okay, now I'm kind of going back on what I just said, because the tree is in the foreground and it's quite detailed, but I almost feel like that tree is overly detailed. Like it doesn't need all that detail. It looks distracting. You could have some of that stuff, but I don't think it has to like really connect the entire way. That's almost more of a personal opinion. Like you could have like some lines. And that way you kind of keep the focus on what's important, which is this dude. Like here, it's almost hypnotic with how many lines there are. Oops. You could just have like that. Yeah, just some lines. With the grass, smooth that one out. A little darker grass if you want some more detail. That's almost too much. Yeah. How's the layout? Let's see. The layout. That one's okay. This one, reading this. Well, this one is kind of strange now that I think about it. The positioning of these two characters swap here. So you got Ginger and Blonde. Blonde is on that side of the table. Ginger is to the left of Blonde, and then they swap over here, which is a little confusing.
My name is
Gilded Guy Raid. Hello. Oh, welcome everybody. Gilded Guy Raid. Welcome Raiders. How's everyone going? Welcome to the sort of end of the stream. We're just critiquing art that was posted in the Loading Critique Discord channel. Just going through and giving our feedback on them. Right now we're looking at Call Me M's new webcomic and going through it. How was your stream, Gilded Guy? I hope it was productive. Hope we did some good animations. The end? Raid hop? Yeah, well, it's not quite the end yet. We still got a little bit to go. And now a little bit longer now that you guys are here. Don't want to end too quickly. But welcome. Welcome to the Loading Hours stream. We usually draw a comic. The last one I did was Christmas, which is now like a whole year ago, basically. So we draw comics like this on stream. And I think this week I should have started with a comic, but didn't really think of anything good enough yet. So today's stream, we're just chilling, just chatting, and critiquing other people's art. As best as we can, anyway. The edumagicational stream, yes. I don't want to end too quickly. That's what she said. But yeah, I hope you had a good time over there. And yes, for all your animation desires that I cannot fulfill on this stream, check out Gilded Guy's Raid. Gilded Guy's stream. And Gilded Guy's Raid. All right. Let's see. Oops. Let's get back over here. So I was just commenting right now about how these two characters seem to be switched. It's confusing. These should be flipped. Yeah. And then if you were to flip those, I would probably flip these too. Just to keep them like, if this person is facing this way already, you may as well. Although then you could be like, oh, where's the blonde character? The blonde character's gone. That's true. In which case, I actually would do it a little bit different. I would do it this way. I would do... I get rid of this, first of all. Move this. More in the center. Maybe larger. Wait. Like that. And then you have like a big bubble here. Nice, juicy, big speech bubble. That's easy to read. And because it's so zoomed in, you don't really think about where the blonde character is, because the blonde character would be like over here somewhere. It doesn't really matter because this is more of a up close shot. And then you would do the same with this one too. You would, since it's more about the facial expression in these two panels anyway, you don't really need to show too much of the body. And you just get rid of all this. Let's just... like that. And then a nice, again, a nice juicy bubble. Ooh. Like that. So just to compare. Before, after. Before, after. Oh, and then also the changes I did with this panel before. Gosh, forgot. Yeah. So before, after, before, after. I think just this would flow a bit better. Oh boy. Also, thank you for the follows, by the way. Whoops, I forgot to acknowledge the follows. Tony the DBZ Jedi. Tony the Dragon Ball Z Jedi. And Grimitator. Thank you for following. Welcome. That soundboard. Puns locked and loaded. Where it's like, oh, dang, he knows his stuff. Have you been doing this comic thing for a while now? Sure have. This is what happens when you spend 14 years of your life doing the same thing. I get to give rushed feedback like this. Very beneficial. I think that looks better. Let's see. Is there anything else with... because there's quite a few different pages here. Let's see if there's anything else. Grimitator? Hey, you got the name right. Well done. That's one of my other secret talents. I get people's Twitch usernames right like most of the time. Trying to see what else is standing out to me that could be improved. Yeah, like this page, I think there's a lot of just this brown table, which is kind of boring. All this wasted space here. I think all of this could be moved down a smidge. More room for the speech bubbles at the top. Yeah. And then, okay, let me open this up in Clip Studio Paint because I think it'll be easier to show what I mean. Like, I think this person could be larger too. Just for some variation. You got and then you have like a nice big speech bubble here. Oof. Look at all that space. I mean, you could even make it a little bit better so you still have less of this wasted space here. Actually, what did they say? Oh, they're saying a lot. So that's actually, that would definitely even be worth having 2 speech bubbles. And that way that space is being used better. Gosh. Wait, how do I do this? Oh gosh. What am I doing? Something. Yeah. Because it's kind of the thing I don't like about. Oh, well, there's another thing, Chuck Chan, as well. That's another thing. Here's a good tip for everything, just generally. If you're struggling with something where it's like, how can I fit this text in this page or panel or whatever, or how can I show this thing in a way that it looks clear and makes sense and isn't hard to draw or whatever, you gotta ask yourself, is it even necessary? Because sometimes it ain't. Sometimes it's even, you realize they don't have to do this or say this. You simplify. And a lot of the time, it makes it a lot better. Like, what's this person saying anyway? Had to interview them for work yesterday. They say they're coming this year to judge more people's art. Yeah, I think this I probably need to know more of the context, but I think there's definitely a way of simplifying what this person's saying. Like, for example, I mean, I might be wrong here because I don't really know the context, but I don't think you need to have, whoops. Excuse me. I don't think you need to have they say. So let's get rid of that. Yeah. Had to interview them for work yesterday. Maybe you could even just say, I interviewed them for work. I interviewed them yesterday. I don't know. So let's say, I interviewed them yesterday. They're coming this year to judge more people's art. This also seems like it could be worded better. They're coming to judge more people's art. Maybe they're coming to judge people's art. There we go. Get rid of all this. I mean, you guys will know, I hate to read. I hate reading. I hate words. In fact, I think language in general was a huge mistake. That's why I think this already is an improvement. I interviewed them yesterday. They're coming to judge people's art. Versus, had to interview them for work yesterday. They say they're coming this year to judge more people's art. Like, I feel like this gets the point across. Gets all the information you need across. With far fewer words. And exactly. Why say more word when few word do trick? Exactly. Maybe again, if it was mentioned earlier in the comic that they did it last year. They said they're coming this year to judge more people's art. Oh yeah. It would definitely help if I knew what was going on. But I don't know for certain if they are actually coming again. Yeah, they're coming to judge people's art again. Yeah, you might be right. Something. Yeah. I think all the wording, not that I've read all of it, but I think all the wording could have an audit, bit of an audit. You go through and to simplify and again add more negative space, split them up into speech bubbles, kind of like what's been done here already. Oh man, I don't like this. Like this, how the lines almost kind of line up with the background wall. A bit of a pet peeve of mine. I feel like it should either be a, far away from the wall, or you go all in. you just penetrate that wall. One or the other. Tangents. I hate the tangents. This is my face when I see a tangent. Yeah. And also, by doing this thing, just to go back to what I did here, where you zoom in on this person's dialogue that is talking, it also helps break up the background, because right now it just looks like these people have just transformed into these two people, because the background is exactly the same. Like, I know the camera is swapped to the other side of the table, but because the background is just like blue with two green trees, I can't easily tell that we're looking at a different angle here. It just looks like these people have just swapped from panel to panel. So doing that kind of helps hide that. Or better yet, add some different background back here. Like maybe there's like a building in the background on this side or something. And no tree or something like that. Or like, yeah, the wall I think is the most egregious. Get rid of the wall. Or maybe make the wall like more grass. Maybe there's a grassy hill back here. But that they're kind of like, seems to be like they're inside of a walled patch of grass. Makes it kind of confusing to see what's going on. Let's see. If I had more time, I'd have written a shorter letter. Where it's like, what's that from? I read that somewhere recently. But that's a good quote. If I had more time, I'd have written a shorter letter. Yeah, I watched something recently where they quoted that. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh gosh, because I gotta wrap up the stream soon. I mean, I guess this is more of an art thing. Oh, that took a while. The spider. Strike, congrats. I don't know why it took so long between the alert sound and then the actual thing. Here, I would probably... I don't like the smoke. The smoke is too... weak. Like, I think it needs to be bolder. Like, I don't know. Because you want it to look like a disaster's happening. This is not good. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, jeez, what am I doing? Let's just go for my classic go-to cloud brush, for example. So you want some of it to go over this title, this building as well, because then it looks kind of more fun. It looks more intense. Like, oh my god, there's a fire here, and then you have like a few what's it called? Little, not fireflies, but the embers or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. Something like that. But like that just looks more intense. Whereas before, it kind of looks like, I don't know, somebody fired it. I like all the flame glow in the building, but I just think if you had more of it coming out like that, it feels more intense. Is this critter? Dang it, I thought I could yoink a brush. Ah, well. Oh yeah, no, this is Clip Studio Paint. I don't know. I don't think Clip Studio Paint brushes can transfer over to critter. Are you talking about that that smoky sort of brush I've got going on here? Yeah, this is from I think it's a... Actually, I can't remember where this brush is from. I think it's from the Frienden pack. Frienden brushes? Maybe they also make one for critter? I don't know. I think it's a Frienden brush. Yeah. So I think definitely more smoky would help. And then I kind of did this in the previous page. but here's another good example. I would move this person over here. Wait, larger to the side. More zoomed in, more intense. It's like an intense panel. You want to be more zoomed in on their face, and then you have more space for whatever you want to say. You know, rather than having them in the center-ish. Well, it's not even really in the center. It's slightly off-center, and then have it a bit squished in the corner here. I would just move them. More space for both. Move, make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. Yeah. Also, speaking of this panel, I think this could also be better if it was slightly different, positioned slightly differently. And by that I mean, like, you have all this like empty space again. I would probably scale everything up. Whoop. Like that. See? You make the background bigger, because the intense part is this part. You want to see people running away. Here it's like they're so small, you can't really tell what's going on. Because you have all this detail here. Like, you got this person pushing that person's face. Like, I love that. But you can't see it because it's so small. But if you just emphasize that, you can... Suddenly you're emphasizing the building title, the action, and making better use of all the space here. Yeah. What I would actually also do, I would probably, personally, I would make this person larger. And then you have the speech bubble here. And because the size difference is more contrasting, you got this person's like clearly like foreground and everything else is the background. It's easy to distinguish what's going on. And then like, it's like easier to see what's going on because his, like, the pointing hand is pointing to the action more, and it just becomes more readable. Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's all I can think of right now. Like, everything I said pretty much applies to a lot of the panels. Oh, I just noticed that this page also has a blurry background, but yeah, I don't think the blurry background's really necessary because it looks a little confusing here, actually. I'm not really sure what's going on in the background. Oh, I mean, I guess it's the other tables. But this feels like it's noticeable enough to be distracting, but not so noticeable that you know what's going on. It's kind of like the worst of both worlds. And yeah, and like this panel here, move these guys down. Less wasted space down here, more space with the bubbles. I like how this one is more zoomed in. I like that. Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up, I think, for today's stream. There's a couple more things in the loading critique channel, but we'll save that for tomorrow's stream. Because I'm at my wit's end. Also, I'm getting kind of late for lunch. You have 3 more drawings to go over if you're going to review Texans that they DM to you. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. What is this? Let me see this naughty stuff. Let me just censor just in case. Oh, good lord. Okay. I will I will look at this more after lunch. And I'll see if I can give you some critique there. Yeah, I'm being DM'd not safe for work art to critique. Although it's not that not safe for work. I mean, I could probably even show it on stream because there's no real. I'm not gonna show it on stream, but it's not so risky. Risque. Yeah. I'm critiquing. Yeah, I'm critiquing your nudes. Send me your nudes, and I'll critique them on stream. Now that I think would attract a lot of viewers. Briefly, until I get banned. Anyways, I'll get back to you on that, Texan. And that's it for me. Goodbye. That's it. What's for lunch? Yogurt bread. Comic code. X Comics is making some yogurt bread, which sounds weird, but I'm not really 100% sure how it's made. But it's like pita breads made from yogurt. Is like a main ingredient or something. And then we're gonna have some like hummus and some olives, a bit of cheese or something. Kind of a Mediterranean sounding thing. You pour yogurt into bread mix. Not 100% sure how it works. Not sure, but it's very delicious. It's like a very soft pita bread at the end of the day. Well, not at the end of the day, because at the end of the day it'll be stale. But a very soft pita bread at lunch. You need some chill tunes for this scene. Oh, this scene right here? Yeah. Yeah, I should definitely just have a Spotify playlist for this part again, but for now, I'm just gonna have to keep doing it manually. Thank you. Thank you for the rim shot. What's the plan for tomorrow? Tomorrow's stream will be, it seems like we're going to be doing some more critiquing. There's a few more critiquing, and if you have some art you want me to critique, feel free to drop it in the loading critique channel of our Discord server. Everyone's welcome to do so. And then I'll have a look at it tomorrow. And yeah. Not really sure what else. Kind of just go with the flow. Anywho. Hope that was helpful. Let's see. Let's end with a raid. Raid hopping. Let's see. We will be raiding. Ooh. Let's raid. Hey, let's raid. We haven't raided Hawaii Artworks in a long time. So let's go send him some Loading Hours Love 2025 style. Yes. Let's do that. Oh yeah, and now I should end. I'm going to close the curtains now. Goodbye. I didn't forget. I just didn't get around to doing it until now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.